I had to grow up fast because I was alone. Every single time you step outside your house, there's a chance you're gonna die on that day and you don't know.
I've never interviewed anyone like this before. A 14-year-old boy with a story of neglect, gang life, and a care system that seems to have lost him. After his parents broke up, Ben spent 3 years in care, but was then sent back to live with his father, who turned out to be abusive. Under lockdown, the pressure got too much, and he ran away. The day before this interview, the police took him home after he'd been missing for 6 weeks, but already he's run away again.
What did they say to your father, and what did your father say to them about that?
And they were just like, this is the best place for me to be. You know, which really annoyed me because they didn't know the full story. They just met me. They didn't really know.
And what did your dad say?
My dad didn't really say anything. He just said, all right. He wasn't really bothered, to be honest.
He wasn't bothered?
No.
Was he interested in where you'd been?
But he didn't ask where I'd been.
He didn't ask?
No.
You'd been away for 6 weeks and you didn't ask where you'd been?
He didn't ask, no.
He'd been dossing at the flat of a convicted criminal. And although shocking, this story is becoming too typical, as hundreds of children are dropping off the radar. The Children's Society told us they're receiving numerous reports of children going missing for longer. And since the virus, high-risk children have become even higher risk.
You have a social worker. Do they know where you are?
No.
Do they know how long you've been missing for from your family?
Yeah.
They do? You're in contact with them?
Yeah.
How often?
Not often anymore. I mean, I think the social workers feel like they've done their job. As long as I'm alive, they're still doing their job.
If you're alive?
Yeah.
But what are they doing to help make that happen?
I honestly don't know.
We have got social workers, we do have police. You know, people are out there. He's passed through them, they've met him, they've spoken to him, and what have they done? They've passed the responsibility on to the father who's abusing, and he's been abandoned. So what do? You go and find the family on the street, which is gangs, drug dealing, knife crime, you know, gun crime. And then we wonder as a society how we let a generation fall.
I know you have had gang affiliation. Is that because you feel like you're looking for a family? What?
I grew up in an area. I've seen all my friends. I've seen a couple of people die. I've known a couple of people who have died to gunshots, you know, being stabbed. But to me, that's just a normal day in the neighborhood.
So what does it do to you? How does it change you?
I mean, it just changes your mindset on life. You're gonna have to carry knives and guns with you, just so you know you're safe when you leave your house. But at the same time, there's a thrill to it. If you do a shooting or a stabbing, people know you, but you're not to be messed with. People want that respect, and the only way we get that respect is by doing dirt on the road.
Ben doesn't want us to name his gang, but it's one that has seen several members killed and others put in prison for murder. By the age of 12, he was in the thick of it.
Did you carry a knife?
Yeah, I had to carry a knife, and I did all those things.
Yeah. Did you stab anyone?
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
To protect myself. But if I didn't, I'd be dead, to be quite frank.
And did you ever carry a gun?
People in the gang, they're smart, so they don't hold a gun walking. They may carry it in the car. A lot of the times I've been in the car with friends that have a gun on them.
Yeah.
You know, just in case you see someone
Yeah.
in the opposition to your group. You can jump out on them and shoot or stab them, or just hop back in the car. And then just make sure your name ain't tagged to the car.
Do you ever not just think, I'm a kid, you know, I'm too young for all of this?
Well, not anymore.
Like most kids, Ben isn't going to school right now. And charities fear that with schools closed, there's a new wave of vulnerable children who are out of sight.
Our biggest concerns are children becoming invisible, falling off the statutory radar, not being known to schools, to social services, and essentially losing their voice amongst this pandemic.
I mean, I'll be straight with you, I've got a 14-year-old daughter who wouldn't have a clue about the life that you're leading. Would you swap places with someone like that and say, I don't want this? Or do you feel like you are where you are?
I mean, yeah, I feel like I am where I am. There's a reason why I'm leading this life. I know that at the end of the day, people just say gang life ends up leaving you dead or in prison. And sometimes, yeah, it does. But other times it gives you a good result through music and other things. People get involved in this gang life because they know what they're doing. You might have done a couple of stabbings, yeah, and they just stop. And then think about how this gang affiliation could turn your life into something you actually want. Like money, providing for your family. That's what certain people use this gang life for. It's not all about just seeing the opposition and trying to kill them.
But you're 14.
Yeah, I know. If something goes bad in my life, I've had to change it myself. No one else is going to change it for me.
Do you see yourself as a vulnerable child?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
How do you see yourself?
As a 14-year-old kid that had to grow up fast to keep up.
And you're still having to grow up.